So that's what we are doing with IFA Energy, which we are launching. And it's about renewable energy, local renewable energy production by energy hubs and energy communities. So that's an interesting trend in Europe because the European Union is really pushing for local energy production with this ambitious objective to have 50% of the energy produced locally by 2035.
By 2035?
Yes,
that's
which
like
is...
in 10 years.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So we will see the emergence of these energy hubs and communities, a really fast, expansion. And it is anticipated that 200,000 energy hubs will appear in the next 5 years. So that's really the idea of staying as much local as we can, so that we can benefit from this proximity, for energy sharing and using the secondary level of grid and avoiding congestion in the grid itself. So that's really interesting as a project because it involves solar, wind, water, and we can really see the creativity of these hubs and communities emerging, and being empowered by the fact that they now control their own energy, and they can really define the way they want to govern it. It can be, for example, socially oriented. If the community needs, certain households in the community, for example, don't have access fully to energy or have difficulties to pay the bills, the community can say, we are going to allocate the surplus of energy to these households. On the opposite, it can be more about purchasing power, and they can optimize, if you like, the production of energy for rewards to come back and value to come back to the members themselves. So we'll see all kinds of flavor, of these communities and hubs. But what is really interesting is that it's renewable energy and strongly starting the transition, to renewable. So seeds is a currency that can be used, as a mean of exchange like any other currencies. But the difference is that it acknowledges and awards regenerative activities. So let's say you have land-based projects, as we call them, which is a group of people acquiring land to steward the land and to regenerate the land, working on the soil, on regenerative agriculture or permaculture, food forests, etc. Different types of projects, and the idea is that the seed ecosystem will acknowledge and incentivize, these kind of activities. So we went through a complete first iteration over the last 5 years. And now we are entering the second iteration of seeds, which is a more mature model where we have this idea that each community, each village, farm, land-based project will create impact. And we will be able transparently with the blockchain to measure this impact. And the impact will then convert it into value so that those villages, farms can continue delivering, good activities around regeneration. So for people, imagine you have a wallet with seeds inside your wallet, and you can purchase goods and services with this currency, this regenerative currency. And doing so, you are serving the planet because this currency is fully regenerative. It's not used for activities that will hurt or harm people or planet, and therefore by transacting, you are delivering a common good service, to the community and to the global humanity, I would say. We'll go from an alternative currency to a very well-recognized currency to potentially a primary currency. So that's really the evolution, that we'd love to see. The idea is really through this motivator, if you like, that is money, right? To rally also people and to educate around regeneration and to really organize this transition, progressive transition to models that are actually superior in every way, but still not well understood by the mainstream population.
Yeah.
So I think it's an extraordinary, powerful education tool as well,
Yes.
So if anything, we will have realized that by creating those big networks and this energy between people to really talk and share around regenerative practices.
Alex, do you feel that we will enter an era of regeneration in a more complete way than now? Or do you think the politics and the power and money will continue to block progress for decades?
Yeah, we've definitely entered the transition phase. That's for sure. I think everybody can feel this energy, and the need to rethink our systems to really, take into consideration the people and the planet. Now, the current system is strong, right? And there will be a lot of forces slowing down or preventing this movement to emerge. But the movement is there. We are going from individual interest to commons interest, and that's really the transition that needs to occur from, competition, high competition to collaboration, because the challenges are so massive, so gigantic that there's not one company that can solve those problems, right? It needs to be at the human level in a decentralized way, and with these ideas of, ecosystem collaboration, organic systems that can adapt, that can really face this complexity directly, in a straightforward way. So yeah, to your question, a lot of forces preventing that to emerge, but I think the opposite force is so strong that it will emerge. It has to emerge. How much time it will take, that's the question.
For more from this interview, subscribe to Imaginize World on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts.